It's really common to find mistakes in your code the first time you try. You may forget to put a semicolon at the end of an instruction, or misspell a variable name. You could even do something less obvious, like use the incorrect comparison operator. That's why IDEs like IntelliJ are super helpful, because they can detect and point out errors like these and help you fix them. But first, let's have a look at some common errors and see how IntelliJ helps us resolve them. In Java, there are essentially three types of errors programmers tend to make. The first is called a syntax error, or a compile time error. It's the kind of error that prevents your code from compiling in the first time, because there's some sort of violation in the grammatical rules of the Java language. Like misspelling a variable name, or forgetting to close a set of curly brackets, or missing a semicolon and such. Luckily, syntax errors are usually pointed out immediately in IntelliJ. It would highlight a problem like a missing semicolon with this red line here, and it would also highlight variables that are misspelled or unknown. The second type of errors is called a runtime error. It's when something wrong happens while your program is running, like trying to access an index that is out of the bounds of an array, or dividing some number by a variable that happens to be 0 at that point. When a runtime error occurs, your program would immediately stop, and it might even crash. If you have ever experienced a program crash on you before, it's very likely that an unexpected runtime error has occurred that was not handled correctly by the developer who made that program. We will learn a lot more about runtime errors in the next course when we discuss exceptions and how to handle them. Sometimes, however, you end up with code that might seem there's nothing wrong with it because the syntax is perfect, and it would also run fine without crashing, but it just doesn't do what you expect it to do. This type of error is called a bug. It's when you have something incorrect in the logic of your program itself, like using the wrong comparison operation or writing your statements in the wrong order. IDEs can't really detect bugs for you straight away, because they can never know what's inside your mind or what you intend your program to do in the first place. They can, however, help you find bugs by pointing out warning messages when it sees something suspicious, like this condition here that would always evaluate to false. Another thing IDEs allow you to do is to step inside the program as it runs and watch every instruction and statement as it happens. This process is called debugging. But before we take a look at how to use IntelliJ to debug some code, let's see if you can tell what type of error does this code have. Is it a syntax error, a runtime error, a bug, or nothing is wrong with it?